This is Zainab Batool here and welcome back to Bookish-journey. In this video, I'm going to share some memoirs, some self-help books which is going to be very interesting, which is very fascinating, and you will going to learn from those memoirs and books. So let's begin. So the first self-help book so the first memoir which I'm going to share with you people is my feudal lord. So the first memoir I have read this year is my feudal lord, which is written by the Hemina Durrani. And then in her story there's so much to learn, there's so much to understand, that how to survive our marriage. In this book, she wrote about her marriage, 14 years of her marriage, which is very frustrating. First, very depressed for her, and she lived 14 years with the person who is mentally sick. So how she survived those 14 years with that person is actually the story, and how she involved, how she married married that person. So this is the story, and how we should learn from her story is the main thing. So the way she described, and the purpose of her story is that how we should avoid those mistakes that she had made, and we should avoid. So basically she wants us to tell that we must learn not to attract the charming personalities, the outer personalities. Instead um, we should see that either the person is respectable, respects the woman, or uh, similar like these, is there is any good skills in her, and but she does not watch those things in Mustafa. Her, she just looked her personality, outer personality, her charming personality, her clothes, her height, her all these things she looks in her, and she married to her. So basically she is telling her not to look these things. Inspired looks the skills, looks the qualities in the person you wants to marry. So this is the actually the story, this is actually the purpose of her, to tell her journey, her autobiography, that not to involve in this way like she went. So there is a three part in this novel, in this memoir. There is a three part, as you can see. And the Lion of Punjab, Law of the Jungle, and Lioness. So this is the third. This there is the memoir which I have read, and I highly recommend you to read this memoir. Now the second memoir I have read is Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. So he is the author. Trevor Noah is the author of this novel and memoir, and he basically born in South Africa where racism was in the peak. So he also basically his childhood was ruined, or was ruined because of racism. So as far as when I read his memoir, his autobiography, so he how when he went to another society for living with her mother, he all the time survived with the racism, with the how her mother always survived with the racism, and he always survived with the racism. So in every school he went, in every society he goes, when he went for business, when he went for a job, and everything he went, he faced racism because he was not fully black, not fully brown. So he suffered more, because whenever he went to certain society he rejected because he was not fully black. Because when he went to another society he also survived because he was not fully white. So these are the some racism you can say, which is present in South Africa, which makes him in trouble. So yes, there is a huge lesson in this memoir, how he survived. So this is memoir which I highly recommend you to read than this memoir. So yes, these are the two memoirs which I have read this year, and I highly recommend you people to read these autobiographies and memoir as well, you can say. So I highly recommend you to read these memoirs. So now these are the two memoirs which I have read now, and now another genre which I will recommend to people is self-help books. So self-help books is also the books which is going to improve, which is going to enhance your personalities when you're going to read them. So the first is The Power of Now, which is written by Eckhart Tolle. So yes, she's the author of this novel, and it is a spiritual enlightenment. And when you are going to read this self-help book, it's going to also makes you make you astonished that how this book is, and how this book will groom you and enlighten you. So there are total 10 chapters in this book. Yes, there are 10 books, 10 chapters in this book, and the first chapter of this book is You Are Not Your Mind. So as you can see, the first chapter is this, and You Are Not Your Mind, and it starts from this chapter. So yes, and there are total I haven't total 188 chapter they are total altogether, and it's this first this is the first spiritual enlightenment book, which is really fascinated. I have read this first. I have read about this book on internet, and it's this book is reviews of this book is just interesting, just so fabulous that when you are going to read this book, it's groom you. It's not only groomed by physically but mentally as well. So yes, this is the book which I recommend you, highly recommend you. So now the next book which I will going to review, which I will going to show you and recommend you to read this book, is How to Win Friends and Influence People, and which is written by Dale Carnegie. And I have searched everywhere for this book because this book is my top best book. And if you want to survive among people, if you want to be socialized and you are very poor in this, so you must read How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it's best for those who are lacking in socializing like me. So I highly recommend to you people to read them. If you're good in socializing, you want to improve more, so you can still read this book as well. And there are there are, I guess, 4 parts of this book, and each has 3 or 4 chapters. So I recommend you to read this novel as well. And the chapters are so engaging, so much engaging, so much interesting, you can say. So Essentials of Engagement is the first part of this book, and every chapter you read is so much good, so much learnable. So I highly recommend you to read How to Win Friends and Influence People, and there are so much good points which is written in this book. So yes, these are the 2 books which I will recommend you to read, and The Power of Now and How to Win Friends and Influence People. So yes, I highly suggest you to read these 2 books as well, plus these memoirs. So this is the video, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you read these books which I have shared with you, you also going to enjoy them as well. So yes, if you suggest me another and some more books, so please suggest me in the comment section below, and I will read them as well and going to review them. If you want any book, any memoir, any historical fiction books, or any books self-help book which you want me to review them, so I am going to review them. So please suggest me some books which I am going to review. So yes, in my next video I am going to meet you, and up till then, until then, bye bye.